So it has been 2 weeks since I've last uploaded, and crazy enough, a video that I had uploaded 2 months ago on Silent Hill is for some reason starting to get some traction 2 months later. And to add on to that, I recently passed 200 subscribers, so I want to give you a big hearted thank you. I know I'm nowhere now, but that's the part of the process. You know, you don't start as PewDiePie. You know, I don't want to be a PewDiePie, but that's just to say I am very thankful to you boys, because without you guys, there is no channel. Without you, there is nothing. But you guys really got me to 200 subscribers and I haven't even uploaded. So thank you, thank you, thank you. But it seems that my personal opinion has got a little bit of people's feathers rustled. The video in question is Leave ending is canon and here's why. Silent Hill 2, of course. Now, in that video, if you haven't watched it yet, I basically discussed why the Leave ending, in my personal opinion, is the only thing that's canon. Now, at the end of the day, it will always be an opinion. You can have whatever opinion you like. You can say the Leave ending is canon. You can say Maria's ending is canon. It doesn't matter. But the reason that I said that the Leave ending is canon is because thematically, it wouldn't make sense for certain events to take place in the story. Now, because that sparked a little bit of controversy, we got a little bit of comments, and I'm just about to read them fresh off the oven. They're hot, they're fresh, and I just want to read the comments with you guys and basically rate them. So like, we gonna rate them 1 through 10, and I'm gonna debunk them and give my input on what I think of their opinions, whether I take a steam and shit on it or I actually agree with it. We'll see, because there are a lot of comments on that video and I have not gotten to it. So with that, let's get straight to the first comment. The first comment from the Courier 21 hours ago. Nigga, what? In the Water is the canon one. It says so on Silent Hill 4 by James's dad that he disappeared when he went to the town. Also, the pyramid heads weren't meant to punish him. They were the embodiment of guilt and shame. That's why there are 2. James metaphorically fight them before they don't die. But they don't die. They just stop moving, meaning he will always carry them. The in water ending symbolizes James accepting it and letting it go. He doesn't have anything else to live for. He can go out now peacefully. And then we got Apricata. The pyramid heads are there to punish James. He literally states this before he goes to fight them, and they do die. This is the reason why you cannot kill Pyramid Head up until this point. That's because in order for them to die, James had to recognize that he no longer needed them. Hence, they kill themselves because the reason for existing is no longer there. James also disappearing after he goes to Silent Hill does not necessarily mean he killed himself there. It means he stayed there like in Rebirth and Maria endings, or that he was last seen at Silent Hill but he left and his whereabouts are unknown, which is what happens in the Leave ending. Believe what you want, but the endings are purposely made ambiguous because there is no canon ending. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Oh shit, I'm in my drawers, I forget. But look, that's what I like to see. I like to see people that genuinely think about what they are saying when they're typing. Just because James's dad did not see James since he went to Silent Hill does not mean that James is dead. That does not mean that James has killed himself. What that could mean is James did get lost in Silent Hill and just happened to never be found again. That does not mean he decided to kill himself. For all we know, after James accepted himself for his past actions, he just went off into the abyss and disappeared. And that can be as simple as that. He didn't have to die. He didn't have to kill himself. I still don't even understand why this is a discussion at this point, when the whole point of the story was to essentially build a character arc where James overcomes his trauma and acceptance of himself. So I really don't see the appeal in saying the Leave ending is canon. I mean, not the Leave ending. I don't see the appeal in saying the in water ending is canon. Not that I mind. It doesn't matter. It literally does not matter. If that's the ending you think that's canon, you think it's canon, and that's fine. But this gets a grand rating of a 3 out of 10. And I really appreciate Apricata for having some goddamn sense in his brain to, you know what I'm saying, have a logical conclusion to the story, essentially. So yeah, this Malphist. I would never kill myself, James Sunderland. We'll have to say I more or less agree. The Leave ending for me will always be the canon ending. He rises above what consumes Angela. This sets him in contrast to someone who is imprisoned by either guilt or their own perceived guilt. Appropriate or warranted or not. It also carries on the theme of redemption through parenthood from Silent Hill 1 and ostensibly love and compassion. The implication being he leaves to look after Laura. Eddie is also pushed into indulging his delusions over and over. His decline by the end is evident. He doesn't reject his pyramid head, and I can't rightly appreciate that the equivalent would be for Eddie, but the ongoing trail bodies and pizzas show him spiral quite well in contrast to James' evolving realization of the truth. I would very much like to see an Angela ending where he manages to persuade her to leave also, but I think that would be extremely hard to do. I can't rightly imagine what magic words would be appropriate and effective to undo the damage that poor soul. I do think though that there are compelling arguments that the in-water ending is indeed tragic, but it's too much of a contrast. I think that if a players do that ending, then the original cut version of the videotape killing should be shown, and the milder version for the Leave and Maria endings. As to your point about Pyramid Head's redemption arc being meaningless if James is going to succumb to guilt rather than
Leave ending is canon. Hey race, why? Silent Hill 2.
Why is
this
As to your point about the Pyramid Head's redemption arc becoming meaningless if James is going to succumb to guilt rather than find a way to move on, I think this is one of the most compelling arguments for Leave. Regardless though, the debate and perspectives of this is usually incredibly interesting and very good video, sir. Greetings from the UK. Thank you, bro. Thank you. I really do appreciate that comment. Now, I'm actually going to reply to this as well. Now, essentially what I had to say in reply to that is I love reading comments like that. And I believe, like I said, what makes Silent Hill so much fun to be a part of the community is the fact that everybody has a different opinion on what direction the series should take, right? And what I love so much about this series is everybody has a different opinion on which ending is considered canon. And that's what makes the series so special. Everybody critically thinks and analyzes the series. So essentially, any ending you may prefer can be considered canon at the end of the day because of how special this game was crafted to be. Every interpretation can be different. I love it. It's what makes the community thrive 20 plus years later. It's why this game has such a strong core fan base till this day. I love it, man. I really love reading comments like that where people really give their heart and opinions on what makes the game so good. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Next comment, Mike Pierre, 1991. I always felt that the Leave ending was more fitting and most organic to get gameplay wise. Plus the fact towards the end James realizes what he did and stands up to the Pyramid Head shows he was willing to live and not succumb to his guilt, parentheses die. If he was really suicidal, I feel like he would have left him to kill him. I don't gotta say nothing because the proof is in the pudding, bro. It just is. It's there. Whatever ending you like, it's fine, but you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Leave ending is like an ideal ending where James finally reaches the point where he could stand up and face his demons, accepting the fact that he killed Mary partially for himself, forgiving himself, and moving on. Good ending. In water ending is where he was consumed by guilt that he couldn't live without Mary. After failing to let go of his past and obsession with Mary, he committed suicide with the body of his wife. Silent Hill is meant to change people who could not overcome their guilt, remorse, vengeance, etc. So the good ending does not mean that it's canon, but it shows how his story could have ended in the best way possible. In the end, it is entirely up to the player that James deserves a chance or not. Very, very good point, good sir. I agree with that wholeheartedly. Now, to that, I just want to say, fine points when you said Silent Hill is meant to change people who cannot overcome their guilt, remorse, vengeance, etc. That is a fine point, because you got characters like Eddie and Angela who couldn't overcome their guilt, and it consumed them completely and turned them into the lowest point of their characters, you know? So at the end of the day, we have two characters, one who got killed by James, and two, we got one whose story we never got to figure out because the fire consumed her, essentially. So we can just, from context clues, assume that she passed away. Fine points, I might say. So yeah, I do, like I said, it is entirely up to the player to decide which ending is considered canon at the end of the day. So yeah, it's very much up to the player. Ducky 101 2 weeks ago, bro did Maria wrong by calling her a OF feet model, bro. Hey, bro, I wasn't even talking about Maria, bro. She probably got an OnlyFans. Shit, I would subscribe to that bitch if I was James. I know James would too.
And what is that, bro?
But I was talking about the flesh lips boss. Let me clear that up for you now. But that won't stop me from making some OF jokes in the future with Maria. So, hey, that's the video, man. Honestly, thank you again for 200 subscribers. Like, I couldn't have did it without you guys. I know that's relatively small. Shit, that's like dropping a pebble in the ocean. It don't do nothing. It's like pouring water in the ocean. Like I said, it don't do nothing. But at the same time, we all start from somewhere, and I'm thankful that I've been able to do what I can do because of my work ethic. It's only going to get better, but I worked so hard to get to the points where I'm at now. I've worked hard. to get to where I am now. And I don't plan on ever looking back. I have busted my ass to try to make this work. And now I'm just trying to figure out what content exactly I want to present to you guys, whether it be streaming or it be me just doing YouTube videos. But time will tell. I believe one day I will be one of the greats, and I have you guys to thank for putting the battery in my back. When you guys comment on videos like this, it really drives me, you know what I'm saying? When people comment and they interact and they tell me my videos are good, especially because this video started blowing up out of nowhere, bro, it feels great. I know it's only 2K views, but 2 months ago it was at 400 views. So like, it's crazy to see the progress. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you niggas in the next one. I hope you have a damn good one. We're leaving in typical etiquette fashion, you know what I'm saying, in my drawers.
You show me the